This dip and run strategy keeps repeating every week. First, we simply mark out yesterday's high and yesterday's low. Coming into market open in the morning, we can mark this levels on 1 and 5 or 15-minute time frame, whichever you like. Then simply wait for price to break above yesterday's high or yesterday's lows. We can see as yesterday's closing price is close to yesterday's low. So I'm looking for price to break below and retest for downside, or hold our key level as support for move towards the upside. Now let's go into the live setup I took. First, as markets opening, sellers are stepping in, so I was looking for short setup. Also, we can see price breaking below yesterday's lows. Now we simply wait for price to come back and retest at key level with a bearish candle. Before price come up to retest yesterday's low, price gave first logical setup, so I entered for this one for shorts. Stop loss is above the entry candle high. Let's see what price does. I took an instant stops and waited for price to show the next setup. Now price is climbing back into yesterday's lows and buyers showing up. Therefore, I shifted my views from selling into buying now. The dip and run setup. I entered when break and retest happen on first logical candle high setup. First logical candle setup is the first 9:15 candle high and low at market open. I have a video on this setup. I will link it down below so you can learn details of it. Now let's see what price does. As you can see, buyers are stepping in from yesterday lows level and moving price towards upside. We can mark out this order blocks, where price uses this as support to push price towards upside. You can see price is maintaining bullish market structure, making higher highs and higher lows, which is now indicating strong buyers are present. We can see how strong buyers are using the order blocks to bring up the markets. After a while, price came back into loss. I'm still holding, let's see what happens. I had left the charts and went outside for getting something. There on my phone, I heard God telling me to look at charts and close the long positions. Then when I saw the charts, price was at break even again. So I just trusted my God and closed the positions. Now keep watching what happens after I immediately closed. We can see how trusting God protected me from a huge loss. This would have been biggest loss today if I didn't close listening to God. I always ask and get instructions from God to do this, and don't do this. And things have always afterwards worked out great for me in my trading journey. Only after I surrendered to His plan, not mine, I became a profitable trader. You can see how good is our God. He protects and only saves who listens and learns. Then also after the longs didn't work, God gave fair value gap retest setup for downside. This is how we mark the FVG bearish gap setup. We begin marking from the first bearish candle gap low and drag it till third candle gap high. And we get a gap in between these three candles. Then we wait for price to come back into this gap and have bearish candle retest. As you can see on this candle, price didn't fully come back into gap here. But I knew God had called on this one, so entered bid aggressively. A new setup will work out the highest probability as God is backing it. Now let's see what happens. Price worked out much quicker and cleaner now than any setups before, as God did this. God is good.